Hello and welcome to my channel, and if this is your first time here, my name is Millie, and today I'm going to be talking all about the new Terra Moon's neon shadows. Now, they have had neon pressed shadows before, but they have come out with a whole new, but they do have a bunch of new shades, and as you can kind of see, some of them are pretty similar, which is something I was surprised when I kind of put them together and unpack them, how similar some of these shades look. But when you swatch them out, you can really tell the difference. It's really a tone difference. I did a live swatch video, which I will link down below in the description box in case you're interested in seeing some swatches, as I will not be re-swatching them for this video, but I will be creating two looks in this video. So I usually leave the review for the end, but I think I'm gonna just talk about them now and then finish off with the two looks. So I have used these quite a bit of times. I did 4 looks that I never finished off with lashes and took photos of, and then I did 2 for this video, and then I have done 1 more for Instagram Reels. So if you would like to see a third look, make sure to follow me on Instagram. And in that look, I used, I think, about 6 or 7 shades of these, so you can really get a feel of what they look like together. So overall, I feel like I've used them enough to really just get a feel for them. And also, I tried a couple different primers. I tried the Abh Primer, which I didn't like it on that because these are neons, they are pretty dry, and the Abh Primer feels dry for me. It's not really that tacky, and I just felt like these two did not jive together, but I do really like it on the P. Louise base because it's a bit tackier, so I think it worked the best. And then I also tried it on the Shake Primer from KVD, I think, and I just didn't like it on that at all because that one doesn't cancel out my veiny lids and just any other discoloration, so I didn't like it on that. I just couldn't get it as bright as I wanted it to on that primer, but the P. Louise base was really great, so I would definitely recommend a tacky primer for these. I didn't know going into creating looks with these what neons are like, and neons are pretty hard to formulate, especially a pressed form, so I kind of knew that these would be pretty powdery and it would be more about packing on and then just blending out the edges, because just the tendency of neons, it is what it is. If you're going into buying these thinking that they're gonna work the same as regular matte shadows, then you might end up being kind of confused and a little bit disappointed. But these are significantly easier to use than loose neons for sure, which is why I wanted to have these as a pressed form much rather than a loose form. I have tried one other pressed neon shadow from JD Glow that they don't have those anymore. Those are really nice. And then I also did try the loose neons from Blush Tribe, and those were absolutely atrocious, just awful. They wouldn't even stick down on my lid. It was a mess. So I really like these, but I definitely recommend using a tacky base and also packing on and then blending out. And also something I noticed is if I went in just blending right away, some of these were pretty pastel, not necessarily neon. For example, this shade called Spacebound, it's already kind of not a neon. It's kind of like a cooler toned light purpley pink. I'm like the worst at describing colors, but this one I felt like blended out looked pretty pastel. Some of these other greens and the blue looked a little bit pastel as well, and then obviously the red over here it's not necessarily neon, it's like a really nice reddish color, but then the yellow's definitely the most neon, and then this really beautiful peachy shade right next to it. And then these two purples kind of reminded me of some of the shades from the Pastel Pup by Menagerie Cosmetics palette in tone wise, and also if you blended those out, they did tend to look a little bit more pastel. So I feel like some of these are pastels, but deeper pastels, and you can get them to be a bit more vibrant. But when I use these in my Instagram Reels, I used a bunch of the shades and I felt like they looked pretty neon. So I don't necessarily think these are all neons, and my arm's getting tired, so I'm gonna put this down. But overall, I really enjoy these. I can't wait to do kind of looks where it's just a pop of neon. Maybe do an all matte look with some browns and then just do a pop of the neon shade on the lid. I think that would be really fun. Or a neon inner corner. I think there is a lot of fun to be had with these. So you don't necessarily have to use all of these for a really colorful look. You could also do some more neutral looks with a pop of neon. One last thing I wanted to mention is that this purple over here called Lunar Haze, in the second look, you'll see I had a little bit of a patchy issue on the outer corner, which I was kind of expecting because it is a purple, and purples are really hard to formulate, especially I'm sure these kinds of tones. So I'm not really mad about it. Overall, I'm really happy with these, and I've been really enjoying playing with them, and I can't wait to create some more looks and also pair them with some of the Terra Moon's Iridescent Chameleons and some of the other shimmery shades that I have. So I would definitely like to do more looks for you guys with these. So let me know in the comments below if you're interested. Maybe doing one of those kind of brown matte shade looks with a pop of neon. Then I mentioned earlier, maybe if that's something you're interested in, maybe just how to add touches of neon. And so that pretty much sums it up. If you're interested to see the two looks that I created, then please keep watching. First, I'm priming with the P. Louise primer in 0.5. Next, into the inner half of my crease, I'm going to be putting in Azure Skies. And I'm kind of going in and slowly blending in smaller circular motions and swiping motions versus what I would usually do with a regular matte. And then on the outer crease, I'm going in with Neptune's Waves. And I'm first packing that on and then kind of swiping it further up. And then I'm going to very gently blend out the edges. Next, I'm going to cut the crease with the P. Louise base in shade 0. Next, I'm packing on just a face with a flat brush, and it's going to go right in the center of my lid. And I'm leaving the inner portion empty because that's where I'm going to be laying down. Land on the Stars. I'm just packing that on and blending it in. Next, I'm going in with the Glisten Cosmetics Lemonade Water Activated Liner, and I'm just going to create a wing. I almost feel like this shade looked a little bit green almost when I was putting it on versus like a neon yellow. So I thought it went nicely with this look. So the next portion, the lighting is going to be different because my camera wasn't recording at the time of me finishing this look. So that's why it's going to look different. But I'm going to be finishing off the lower lash line with Neptune's Waves and then Azure Skies on the inner portion. And then for the inner corner highlight, I'm going in with Terra Moon's Time Shift. And lastly, using the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Crust. And this is the first finished look. Second look, again priming with the P. Louise base in 0.5, and I'm going into the crease with Spacebound, and this one kind of stuck down and was a little harder to blend. So I picked up a bit more and kind of packed it on and then started blending it out, and it definitely worked much better. On the outer corner, I'm packing on some Lunar Haze. And then also packing that on the inner corner, and I'm just blending it into the other shade we just put down in the crease. And this shade did get a little bit patchy on me on the outer corner. And I'm going to create a spotlight eye with the P. Louise base in shade 0, and I'm just going to tap that on right in the center and then use my finger to blend it out and smooth out the edges. And right in the center, I'm packing on Jupiter NI, which is a really, really beautiful vibrant, which is just super beautiful and bright. And the camera, again, wasn't recording when I was finishing the lower lash line, but I just basically reflected what I did on the top, on the bottom, and I used Euphoria for my inner corner highlight. And so those are the two looks that I created with the Terra Moon's neons. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to keep watching, I will put up some of my other videos up on the screen for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.